Imagine finding a jet engine in the tomb of King Tut. That is the scale of the anomaly we are facing. In 1901, divers pulled a corroded lump of bronze from the Mediterranean floor. It resembled junk, but encased in that rock was a technology so advanced it shouldn't have existed. A mechanical computer 1,000 years ahead of its time. It rewrote the history of science, yet left us with a profound question. History is usually a slow, steady climb. We assume technology improves linearly: stone tools, bronze, iron, steam, silicon. But sometimes, archaeology drops a bombshell. The Antikythera Mechanism is that bombshell. For decades, it sat in a museum storage box, dismissed as sea debris. Yet hidden within its calcified shell were gears cut with the precision of a 19th century Swiss watch, designed before the birth of Christ. To understand this impossibility, we must return to the moment it was dragged from the deep. The story begins not in a laboratory, but in a hurricane. Spring 1900, a team of sponge divers from Simi, led by Captain Dimitrios Kontos, is pummeled by a storm in the Aegean Sea. Desperate for shelter, they anchor off the desolate cliffs of Antikythera. They aren't looking for history, they are hunting survival. Once the storm clears, they dive. One man descends, only to surface moments later, hyperventilating, claiming he saw a heap of rotting corpses on the ocean floor. He wasn't seeing bodies, he was seeing statues. They had stumbled upon a Roman shipwreck loaded with the finest Greek luxury goods. It was the Titanic of the ancient world. Bronze statues, marble sculptures, glassware. Amidst these treasures, the divers recovered a shapeless, calcified lump of bronze and wood, the size of a shoebox. Ugly, heavy, and seemingly worthless. It was tossed into a crate at the National Archaeological Museum in Athens and forgotten. The world obsessed over the statues, but the real treasure was the rock. It sat for months, drying out until the wood shrank and the corrosion cracked. On May 17, 1902, archaeologist Valerio Stice spotted an anomaly. Embedded in the stone, a precision gear wheel with tiny, evenly spaced teeth. In 1902, this was unthinkable. The ancient Greeks built temples, not machines. Stice's discovery sparked a century-long war. Skeptics dismissed it as modern debris, perhaps a clock from a passing 18th century ship. The technology was simply too advanced for the era. We're talking about 205 BCE to 60 BCE, a time of geometry and philosophy, not precision engineering. Or so we thought. The mechanism remained a silent, impossible object until technology caught up. In 1974, historian Derek J. de Sola Price published Gears from the Greeks. Analyzing the fragments with early gamma-ray imaging, his conclusion was shocking. This wasn't a clock, it was a computer. The gears weren't just moving, they were calculating. But the 70s scans were blurry, showing only the ghost of a machine. The true breakthrough arrived in October 2005. The Antikythera Mechanism Research Project brought in the Blade Runner, an 8-ton high-resolution X-ray machine. This was digital archaeology. They sliced the mechanism into thousands of layers. What they found silenced the doubters. The X-rays revealed a complex system of at least 30 bronze gears packed into a wooden case no larger than a mantel clock. But the physical gears were only half the story. The scans revealed text, over 2,000 characters inscribed on the plates. A user manual. Written in ancient Greek, it described star movements, eclipse dates, and planetary orbits. This wasn't a toy. It was a cosmological simulator, a machine built to predict the future. The level of sophistication is staggering. The front dial displayed the Egyptian calendar, the zodiac, the sun, and the moon. But the moon is tricky. Its orbit is elliptical. It speeds up when closer to Earth and slows down when further away. This is Kepler's second law. Johannes Kepler didn't formulate this until the 17th century, yet the Greeks modeled this motion mechanically. The pin and slot mechanism. It is the engineering masterpiece of the device. 2 gears stacked, not fixed. One drives the other via a pin sliding in a slot. This variation changes the velocity of rotation, perfectly mimicking the moon's variable motion. Consider the mind required to visualize this.
You aren't just observing the sky, you are translating the erratic organic motion of a celestial body into cold, hard bronze teeth. This implies mathematical comprehension rivaling the Renaissance, existing 1,500 years early. The machine didn't just track the present, it looked deep into the future. The back dials tracked the Metonic cycle, 19 years, and the Saros cycle, 18 years, to predict eclipses. It could tell you, to the hour, when the sky would go dark decades in advance. A portable oracle. Yet there is a human element. A small dial on the front tracked the Olympiad, the Pan-Hellenic Games. This tells us the machine wasn't just for abstract science. It was grounded in civil life. It connected the movements of the heavens with the most important cultural events on Earth. The owner didn't just want to track Mars, they wanted to know when to travel to Olympia. So who built it? The device dates to the Hellenistic period. One theory points to the school of Posidonius in Rhodes. Cicero wrote of a similar device. However, the math points to another genius. The variable lunar motion matches the theory of Hipparchus, the father of trigonometry, who lived in Rhodes during this exact window. Evidence suggests Hipparchus was the designer. If true, this is the physical manifestation of the ancient world's greatest mind, a prototype engine by Leonardo da Vinci. But was it purely for science? The eclipse predictions included colors and wind directions. In the ancient world, these were omens. A dark eclipse might mean famine, a red one, war. It may have been used to cast horoscopes or determine the political will of the gods. It sits on the razor's edge between astronomy and astrology, reason and superstition. The sheer complexity raises a problem. You don't invent this overnight. The miniaturization, the packaging, the manual, these are signs of mature technology. There must have been predecessors, yet we have found nothing else, a solitary spike on the graph of history. Why did the knowledge vanish? Bronze was valuable. In times of war, statues and machines were smelted for swords. The Antikythera Mechanism survived only because it was lost. The shipwreck saved it from the furnace. If that ship hadn't sunk, this device would likely be a Roman helmet today. In 2021, UCL researchers solved the final puzzle pieces with digital modeling. We know the how, but the what carries emotional weight. This device challenges our modern bias. The ancients didn't just struggle with myths, they captured the cosmos in a box. They digitized the universe before the digit existed. Think about the potential. If the Romans had embraced this technology, applied it to labor, navigation, industry, the Industrial Revolution might have started a millennium early. We could have been walking on the moon by the year 1000, but the world wasn't ready. It was a curiosity for the rich, not a tool for the masses. The Antikythera Mechanism is a monument to lost potential. It reminds us that progress is not guaranteed. Civilizations forget. It took 2,000 years to relearn what the Greeks mastered.
From a storm-tossed ship to a high-tech lab, the journey is complete. It is the world's first computer. The who remains a whisper, likely Hipparchus, built in Rhodes, destined for Rome, claimed by the sea. A time machine proving the past was brighter than we dared imagine. If you want to dive deeper into the specific mathematics of the gear ratios, check out the next breakdown.